So when Cole started early intervention, it was virtual because of COVID and there was a lack of in-person providers for speech. So it was difficult having like a 2-year-old doing virtual, staring at a phone or an iPad trying to do speech. So while it was helpful, it was also a huge undertaking by the parent in early intervention. So they're teaching you to teach your child the skills. So it can be very overwhelming, especially if you're the primary parent or if you're a single parent, wrangling up a toddler to stare at a phone to do speech. And then, so he made some progress, but, not as much, not a ton of progress in terms of speech. And then he had early intervention, also had him in special ed, which was like a big foundation for him, for preparing him to come to school. I think they did come to the house, his teacher, and she was amazing and really started getting him involved in like matching and sorting colors and identifying shapes through pointing. He's nonverbal. So that was a lot more of I'd say a better experience with the special ed. But then when he came to BCCS, it was like night and day. I mean, he was thrown into this curriculum with these amazing providers who really kind of, I felt at least, that the full responsibility of Cole's success in early intervention and talking more or starting to talk or getting any of these skills that other typical kids his age had. I felt like that was all on me, and it was just such an amazing experience to have him come here and know that he's being taught so closely by people who do this like every day and who are so educated and patient and understanding. Because before this school, we ran into a lot of, we can't support Cole, we can't support his needs, we just don't have that level, in daycares and things like that. So, I mean, I can't thank the school enough for everything that they've done for our family. It's not just the kid, they're so involved in our family. And Cole's like come leaps and bounds, like doing things that I never even pictured he'd be able to do, and this is only like his second year here.
Cole is in a 612 classroom, so that's 6 children, 1 special education teacher, and 2 assistants, and they follow the STAR curriculum, which is a combination, it's an ABA-based curriculum, and it's a combination of using discrete trials, which is the one-to-one teaching, in addition to small groups, and it also elicits following functional routines, so they have their own individualized daily schedule, where they come into the classroom, they check their schedule, they unpack, and then they transition to tabletop activities. So it's a combination of doing the one-to-one individual teaching in addition to small group instruction, and they even come into a large group. Cole's teacher, Miss D, does do large group instruction. They'll do like a circle time activity where they're as a group. And then in addition to the classroom time here at BCCS at the New Park location, they have movement therapy as a class, they have art therapy as a class, and they do music therapy as a class. And then the outdoor playground area.
He's nonverbal, so they started him with a picture exchange communication system. It's called PECS, it's short for PECS. And now he's able to point, it's like a little binder with pictures where he takes the picture off and puts it on a little card and actually hands it to us, and it tells us what he wants. So he's very food motivated. He'll do anything for food. So a lot of it, every day after school, he comes home, he finds the binder, he takes the I want picture and puts it on. He takes the cookie, always a cookie, picture on and hands it to me. And like that's become our routine. He uses it when he wants to go outside, brushing his teeth. It really gave him a voice. And now he's actually gotten a AAC device where he's using that to also communicate on an iPad, so that can speak for him, and he's working really hard with his speech therapist, Miss Jamie, to use that as, so it's like instantaneous, like it doesn't have to rely on carrying a picture around, it's this iPad. It's just like so amazing. I never thought like Cole would be using that and really picking up on it so fast.
I want berries.
I want berries.
You know, it's not without struggles and challenges, but I think he came here kind of having his own agenda, and he's really started listening better, engaging better with other kids, with adults.
Every classroom sets up their day a little differently, but usually there's the discrete trials, there's a morning circle, there's play centers, there's sensory, so they'll do a sensory activity during small groups, as well as Dee does a lot of art activities, so she does do an art activity with them. They have playgrounds, and like I said, and each classroom has a different time where they go to music, art, and movement. And then within their schedule, Cole goes to OT, speech.
In OT, he's learning to draw lines, and he's not a kid who likes doing any art or drawing or anything. Just yesterday, his teacher messaged us saying that for the first time ever, he independently went over to a picture of a fire truck and took the red crayon and just drew a line on it. Like he just all on his own. I mean, he would never, it's just not his thing. And so she was just so amazed and so proud of him that he did that on his own, like no initiative needed, like it was something he wanted to do, which he literally in his whole life has never done that. And it's just, and she said, you know, somebody was like, oh, Cole, why don't we come back and do more? And she said, the teacher was like, no, that's it, like that's amazing. And she's like, I'm gonna put it in his backpack and you can bring it home and frame it, because it was just like incredible.
In collaboration with the STAR curriculum, there's a parent piece that we offer, and it's called Project Impact. And Mrs. Vereb participated in that, and it's just teaching the parent how to facilitate social engagement and social communication. So it is a 12-week program that we offer to parents. There are individual sessions, and then there's group instruction. So there's a group instruction part of the program, and then following that week is an individual session where we actually did bring Cole into the session with mom to work on those skills that she learned during the group session.
The part of Project Impact that I really enjoyed the most was finally being connected to other parents that were going through what our family was going through, because you feel, at least for me personally, I can't speak for everyone, but it's a very isolating feeling for your kid to be developing differently than other kids their age. And you know, it's really hard to be a parent of a kid with autism, especially in the phases of them getting diagnosed, because everyone wants their kid to be fine, and everyone has a different challenge with their children, and no matter what the cause or what the case is. But the Project Impact group, and even just the first day here, they have like a welcome group, support group for families, and just from like that second, I was like, wow, like this is the place that we needed for our family, and Cole needed.